I finally watched DANDADAN. In a video prior, I mentioned that I was not really in tune with the modern day anime scene. I mean, I am aware of series like Jujutsu Kaisen and Demon Slayer. With Demon Slayer, I think I only watched the first season. That was when the Michael Jackson looking guy or demon was the villain. And then Jujutsu Kaisen as well. Yeah, I remember people glazing the hell out of Gojo, and I think that also pushed me away because I felt like he was being way too overhyped. You know, it felt like John Cena, you know that? Remember when they were shoving John Cena in our face? And the commentators were like, oh, he's the greatest of all time, he's the franchise of WWE. Yeah, that's the kind of vibe I got from Gojo. I felt like they were shoehorning him into every scene they could and glazing him at every opportunity they could get. But prior to starting this YouTube channel, I was slowly getting back into anime. This video is about a modern day anime series that I finally got to sit down and watch for the first time. And I must say, I think my personal biases of the past have been laid to this, because the series I'm talking about is DANDADAN, or DANDADAN. I don't know how you say it, but man, this show is fire. Do I have to mention that opening? It sucked that they changed it in the second season though. Man, that song was peak. I was speaking to a friend of mine and he was the one who actually suggested it to me and said like, hey, if you want to get back into the modern day scene of anime, try this out. I think you're really going to like it. And he knows before that I watched an anime called Mob Psycho 100 and I really enjoyed that anime. And DANDADAN is very similar to that. I don't know what it is, maybe it's the psychedelic visuals and such, but while in my mind it is close to being a masterpiece. I think the thing that kind of holds it back for me is the forced romance between Okarun and Momo. And when you add Ida in there as well, like yeah, that whole love triangle, man, that's not it. And Gigi or Joji, I think his name is, I think it's Gigi. He's a wild card, man. I do like his power though, the third eye power that he has. But him as a character, I think he's really annoying. Maybe he needs to grow on me a bit. But I did enjoy that scene though, when he didn't want to exercise the evil eye. That exorcism scene, man, that is wild. The heavy metal dude showing up, rocking out, and just, oh man, that was beautiful. Those were set through various levels of shredding, man. System of a Down, if you might. Yeah, I mentioned some of the characters as well, and they are incredibly compelling. I gave my gripes about Gigi and Joji. My mind shooting a blank right now. But yes, I did give my reservations with regards to him, but I'm sure he's going to grow on me. Okarun as the main character really works. The nerdy kid, finding this unusual power. The unusual power coming from a demonic granny. That is one of the most funniest things I've ever seen, man. It's things like that I really enjoy. You know, like I've mentioned themes about being afraid to take risks, and I felt like a lot of anime was afraid to do that. I think is the reason why I haven't been keeping up with Demon Slayer as well, and Jujutsu Kaisen. I wasn't really pulled in by it after its first seasons. I mean, I watched the first seasons of both series, but they felt way too generic for me. And at the time, I remember thinking both series was carried by the animation alone. Especially Demon Slayer, man. There is barely any story in there. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I mean, I'm going to give it a watch. DANDADAN has opened me up to giving the modern day anime scene a shot. But yes, like I was mentioning, the main characters, Okarun really works. Momo works as a love interest to Okarun. Ida, I don't like Ida's inclusion in that whole love triangle, but she works as a character as well. Her power, I can't remember exactly what that power is. That demon lady with the hair and who's acrobatic and all of that. I can't remember the name of that demon. Her power is fascinating. I love Momo's granny. She is awesome, man. When I first saw her, I thought she was her aunt because like that's how it was portrayed. But man, she's so badass. And her being a spiritual worker, I mean, who would have seen that coming? And here's where I forgot to mention as well. The story is based on yokais and aliens. So mixing the two concepts into one series, it creates such a fascinating blend. I absolutely love it. I mean, I could do without those weird, creepy aliens at the end of episode 1. that wanted to strip Momo and breed with her. I felt like that was really creepy. But I think that's what the author was going for. He wanted us to feel extremely uncomfortable by these aliens. Not to mention the yokai. I mentioned Turbo Granny. She's awesome. And the fact that she comes back in the form of a cat as well, that was pretty neat. Oh, and my absolute favorite character of the entire series, Taro. There's an anime character that is a yokai that is possessing a human anatomy statue that lives within a school. He runs around the school in the middle of the night and starts screaming at the top of his lungs. Taro is awesome, man. I think he's actually my favorite character of the entire series. And not only is the animation good, I mean, that's a big reason why people watch anime in the first place. It is the story as well. The story is truly gripping. Yeah, I finished season 1 and 2. I heard there's a season 3 on the horizon. Probably coming out next year sometime from what Google told me. Yeah, I cannot wait to see what the future lies for DANDADAN. But that was such a solid recommendation from my homie. If there are any other anime series that you'd like for me to check out, drop a comment down below and I'll be sure to have a look at them. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll be sure to be back with another video real soon. Peace.
I'm getting too old for this shit.